Hey everyone, hello YouTube land, indeed. It is me, Coach Matt, with my thought of the day. So this is actually coming off of last night's video from Coach Matt, the personal side. I said I was going to share some thoughts that I was talking about with one of my private clients yesterday. What we were talking about is just being happy and being successful. And I think I've shared this before where I'd heard on a podcast that, happiness is a silly goal. Because it's a feeling, it's a fleeting feeling. So you should have a goal that's tangible, not a feeling. And I thought, okay, that's very interesting. So then we were talking with this client about how to, what is the process? And I was sharing with her basically all these things that you read about, like how to be happy or what successful people do. And it really boiled down to 6 things. So the thought of the day today is just sharing these 6 things. So 6 things you can do that you don't have to be good at. You just have to try to do to be happy. Alrighty? So here we go. These are things that I try to do. Alright, so one thing. Happy, successful people read. So I try to read. Now it's a common thing that people say, I'm not a good reader. I don't like to read. Well, like anything, the way you become good is you start doing it. Like there's not a race. You don't have to race to finish a book, but you just start reading a little bit. I promise if you read a lot, you'll get better. Like you'll actually gain competence. But you have to pick something you're interested in reading. And that could be a comic book. It could be a newspaper. It could be a spiritual book, self-help book, murder mystery, suspense, romance novel, vampire book, whatever it is. The Karma Sutra, pick something. But read. Number 2, write. And a lot of people say the same thing. I don't like to write. I'm not a good writer. I don't have anything to say. But the idea is to just connect the hemispheres of the brain, left and right hemisphere, and just do some writing. You're not writing to be published. You're not writing for anyone to read. I was saying to my private client, just write something and literally crumble it up and throw it away. But just start working on that connection. So read, write, some sort of exercise or movement. And as I was talking, the number one exercise I say is just go for a walk. So running is great, and 5Ks are super fun, and they're big, and marathons are huge accomplishments. Ultra marathons, Ironmans, your first triathlon, a bike race, a weightlifting competition, all of these are great. But the number one thing they say for fitness is walk. It's simple. Just walk. So we have read and write and exercise. Number 3, charity. Be sure to give back. And the best point of charity ever is really giving your time. Now, a lot of us say, oh, I don't have the money, or, I give money because I don't have time. But the reality is, we all have a little bit of time to give back in some little way. And honestly, a great way to give back? When you're walking from your car to the grocery store, pick up a piece of trash. You have given back to every single person who parks in that parking lot who doesn't see that. And what will happen is you can inspire other people. And you see even the run community, now they call it plogging, where you run and pick up trash. That is giving back. And then you can do, obviously you can do different shelters, in the animal shelter or Habitat for Humanity, or a homeless shelter, or volunteer at a church or a senior citizen center, at the hospital, at the nursery. There's a ton of opportunities. But finding a way to give back. Having some sort of spiritual life. So whether you're Christian, Catholic, Jewish, Mormon, Islamic, it doesn't make a difference. Have something, universe, if you just agree with the universe, some higher being than yourself that you can at least communicate to, bargain with, a higher ideal of principles. And where that comes from, you get to determine yourself. I'm not here to tell you, this is the way. Because, I know the way for me. I've come to that conclusion by trial and error, but I made it a point, I knew there had to be something outside of myself. And I would encourage you to find that something outside of yourself. And then the 6th thing, of course, is to try to eat well. Now, if you watched the video the other day, you recognize that I ate half a gallon of ice cream the other day. It was great, man. Eating well is, I'm constantly making forward progress. I love a cheeseburger. I still think pizza's a health food. You're gonna have a hard time convincing me otherwise. But I love my pizza. I love my cheeseburger. Obviously, I love ice cream. I enjoy a cocktail. I enjoy a beer or a glass of wine or a martini. I try not to overindulge in any of these things. Granted, you could say the ice cream was an overindulgence, and you're right, but it was an outlier, right? It's not something I did every day. So these are simple things that everyone can do, and they will. Like, they'll make your quality of life better. And you don't got to be great at any one of them. And they're all things that only involve you. You don't have to do them with a group. You don't have to do them in public. Nobody has to see them or hear them or read about them or judge them. They're things that you can just do in your life. And that's the beauty, is how much control you have. So I ran a little long because it's a good thought. So let me know what you think. If you have something that you would like to add to the list, like making your bed every day. It's another good one, but that's for another time. Thanks for your time. Thanks for following. Thank you for the comments and the likes and the shares. I appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.